Hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey, Haley. Hey, everybody. Here we go, Laura. Let's see.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Wait, hold on.
Okay, what about
There we go.
now?
I can hear you.
Perfect. Perfect. My Bluetooth picked it up. That's why. So I had to turn it off. How are you, girl?
Good. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for asking me to.
Heck yeah. This is awesome. You are the absolute perfect client for this. Girl, we're going to get into everything and your progress and your results and all of that. But before we do, I think it's very important for people to kind of know who you are, know what kind of person you are, what do you do, what is your life like. So if you wouldn't mind, just kind of do that for us. Like give us kind of a little bit of background just about you.
Yeah, totally. So my name is Laura Redman, and I live in Houston. I am 31 years old. I have two little girls, a 2-year-old named Charlotte, and then Ella's almost 7 months old. So I used to be a bridge and kindergarten teacher. This is my first year staying at home as a mama, and it's been great. I feel like in the past, I told Brittany before BZH, I never really had a workout routine. I was never one to really focus on my health much. I wouldn't say I ate super unhealthy, but I kind of just ate whatever I wanted. I never really had to worry about my weight until maybe my mid-20s. It all started catching up to me. It's like I just hit that point and everything started changing. So that was kind of a little bit about me. And I know we'll get more into this before, but I have always loved food. I love restaurants. I love
Yeah.
sweets and all of that. And so I wouldn't say I was ever one who was kind of stuck in diet culture as much as just like needed some guidelines and boundaries to healthy eating, but also having the freedom to still enjoy the things I
Yeah.
like.
Yes, yes. And that is so important. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. And definitely we need to make sure that we hit on that. So specifically kind of before you reached out to us, what were those things that you were struggling with? I know you said like you kind of just hit on it. So
Yeah.
what do you want to share that you could say like this is, this is where I was, and these were the things that I just kind of kept coming up, couldn't really get past.
Yeah. So I would say probably for like the past 5 years, even pre-children, it would be one of those things like every winter I'd say, okay, I'm going to start working out and this is going to be the summer
Yeah.
where I have abs in my bathing suit type of thing. And then the summer would come and I was just the same as I always had been.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that was just the discipline factor was hard for me. I um, taught during the day. I taught little kids. I came home, I was exhausted. The last thing I wanted to do was work out. And I finally kind of realized like life is always going to be busy and it's just about making it a priority and fitting it in.
Mm.
I also think I didn't really know where to start in regard to the food. Like it overwhelmed me a lot to think like I have to eat healthy to be fit. Like
Yeah.
that just, I knew that wasn't going to always be like, I'll eat a salad, but they're not my favorite foods. And I felt like I'd be missing out on all the other things if I just ate salad for the rest of my life, per se. So it all just felt kind of overwhelming. But then after my first little girl, Charlotte, was born, I got back to close to my pre-baby weight, maybe 5 pounds away after the year and a half. But then I got pregnant with Ella. And after she was born, 3 months later, I was still at a very stagnant standstill. And I know I was trying to give myself grace. Like it took 9 months to make this beautiful baby. I needed to honor my body and take the time it needed to go back. But also, it had been about 6 weeks and the scale wasn't moving at all. So I kind of knew like I need a push
Yeah.
to get back on track. And not just that, but like making healthier habits. Like I was
Okay.
living off of my coffee, like tired all the time, and those typical new mom things. And so I also knew if I factored in nutrition and working out, that then those would help in the grand scheme of things as well. And I kind of knew also that without an actual program to help me, I just wasn't going to make the time. I needed the accountability. And yeah, I was truly, honestly, I kind of just hit a point before the holidays where I was tired of not fitting in any of my clothes, like literally nothing. I was still wearing my postpartum or my maternity jeans because I couldn't even squeeze into my other ones.
Okay.
And it was discouraging. It was taking a long time in the mornings to get ready, to go, even to take my girls to the park, because I just felt so self-conscious in everything I had. And I had a closet full of clothes, and that just had never really been me before. And so that was also kind of an unfamiliar feeling that stirred up in my heart. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do this, and jump in.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you telling me that whenever we had our call. It was like, okay, I have this closet and it's just taking me, like, it takes me forever to get ready. And I have so been there too. And you're just like, okay, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't look good. I'm not comfortable in that. That shows this too much. I'm going to be thinking about this the whole time. This, like it's exhausting.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes we don't really realize until like you just said, you kind of just hit that point where you do realize, okay, this is something that is not as simple as just, okay, I need to lose a couple of pounds, but it's actually affecting me in other ways too. And it really just kind of ends up bleeding over into other areas of our life. And so I love that you said that unless you kind of had a program, like unless you had something that you did that, like was a definite like starting point, of doing something different, then you're very easy to, and anyone, not just you, anyone is very, very easy to end up falling back, end up kind of just being like, oh yeah, well that was last week and here we are. And it's very easy to kind of go back into our comfort zone. And anytime we do something or start something that's different or get uncomfortable, we're getting out of our comfort zone. And that can be hard, but it's also such a good thing because I think comfort sometimes keeps us stuck a lot. It keeps us really kind of where we're at. And then we wake up one day and we're like, oh my goodness, how did these things happen? How did I get here? Well, it's because we're always comfortable and we're never really saying, okay, I'm willing to get a little bit uncomfortable. I'm willing to say, look, I need some help. I know I just need to be shown how to do it, and then I can do it on my own. And I'm so glad you did that because you have just come in and you've just killed it. And I love that you are someone that I feel like everything you do, you just have such grace about yourself. Like you're very just graceful. You're very just like, you walk that line very well of giving yourself the grace that you need, and it being okay. But then also, like, I mean, look at your pictures. You have results. Like, you are also somebody that's going to come in and you've gotten it done. Like, you have done a phenomenal job. And I think that's very important to be able to have both, especially as moms, especially being busy, being a girl mom even. I think that that's important too, to kind of model for your girls and for them to see that. I think it can be a little bit different than even being a boy mom.
Definitely.
Honest.
Yes, the balance of wanting them to grow up watching me have healthy habits, but also not be afraid of food and have a healthy relationship with food.
Yeah. It's so true. And those things right there are things that are passed down unintentionally, from a mom to a child. I hear that a lot whenever I'm, just like chatting with people about the program or whatever is, well, my mom always did this or whatever. And I grew up this way. So this is just naturally, I mean, we just naturally follow suit with what we know. And so being conscious of it as a girl mom with young kids like that, I think is just, it's really important because it's very, very, we know that they do everything that we do and they watch and all of those things. So then tell us a little bit, take me through, if you can remember, kind of how that first interaction started. Did we connect here on Instagram? Did you reach out here? Was it Facebook? Tell me how that went, because I know that that's the thing that a lot of people are unsure about, because that's where the growth starts. That's where like the first little sign of like feeling uncomfortable starts, is like reaching out to somebody on Instagram, that you don't even know, and kind of sharing those vulnerable things with them.
Yeah, totally. And I love this because the first thing that drew me to you had nothing to do with health and fitness. It was back in the fall, and you had posted a post that kind of semi went viral. I kind of started seeing it a lot of places, just about standing up for your beliefs, and as a Christian mom and woman, not being afraid to speak out for what you believe. And you said, even if I lose a few followers, then so be it. Like, I'm going to stand for Jesus. And that just really drew me to you. I was like, she is this savvy businesswoman running her health and fitness program, but she's willing to put that on the line for her Christianity and for Jesus. And so I started following you, and then I was like, wow, like, she looks great. All of her clients look great. And I became really inspired. And I just knew, I was like, okay, if she is willing to put her faith on her business page first and foremost, then I can trust her. Like, she isn't just in this for to make money or for the business. I can trust her. She is in this to change people's lives and to make a difference in the lives of other people. Aww. And so from there, I honestly was like, sign me up. And then told my husband, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. This is important. Like, this is the only thing that's going to work. And here we are.
There we go. That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And so then husband, how had, was he kind of like, okay. And how has he kind of been through the process, of things? I know husbands are one of those things that, people are like, well, my husband is either the one that like always is like pushing me to go out to eat and like to eat the ice cream and this and that, or he's the one that's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's get on it. How has your husband kind of been throughout all this?
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, he wants me to be happy and confident, most importantly, but he's funny. He's the one definitely on the weeks where I've gotten more lax, where he's like, don't forget you're paying for this.
Don't forget. Like a little birdie in your ear.
Yes.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, it's so neat, just to kind of hear that. I really love it. So do you feel like you were nervous? Oh, we have a visitor. Yes. Cool. You feel like you were nervous whenever you started, whenever you said, all right, let's do it?
Yeah, I think I was nervous that it just wouldn't work, honestly. Like, I kind of fed into the lie that those things were never achievable for me, that no matter how healthy I ate, or I wouldn't be disciplined enough. And some of those areas are still things I'm working on, very transparently. The workout side has been hard for me. But I think I just kind of fed into that lie that my body couldn't change. And I quickly, especially because I think like the first 10 pounds definitely was just a lot of extra baby weight there, it just started melting off really fast. And that was super encouraging as a start to get me going. But I think that was my biggest fear starting out, was just that my body it wouldn't work for me. And I don't know why, because I hadn't ever really tried before. The only things I tried before had been, I've done Whole30 and things like that, and nothing against Whole30. I just don't do well when it's like, you cannot eat this, you cannot eat that. And I love that you teach us how to live within guidelines and that freedom of kind of things we can eat, but in moderation, and portion sizes, and learning how little protein I was eating before is appalling now. And just seeing like, it really is. I
know it.
Maybe my whole day had like 10 grams of protein.
Yes, and you are not the first to say that. It is, oh my goodness, it is so common. But if you just are kind of going willy-nilly and you don't really know, then of course, it's kind of like, well, I mean, I can't really give myself a hard time. I didn't have anything to shoot for, there's no like targets or guidelines or, just kind of like that, like a system. There's not really a checklist. But kind of talking about what you were just saying about feeling like your body wouldn't, you were just questioning, like, would it work? I completely get that. I really do. And you are not the first, you are not the only person to say that and to even think that. And I actually usually address that whenever I'm talking to somebody. Like if I talk to somebody in DMs or email or whatever, if we're kind of chatting back and forth with like a voice text, is I'm like, first of all, I don't know if this is in your head, but if it is, I want to squash it now. I don't want you to think that it can work for everybody else, but it just can't work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is one of those things that we always, it's a lie that we it's kind of put in there. Oh yeah, everybody else can do it but me. It can work for everybody's body, but my body is different and things like that. And of course, we're individual. Certain things are different. Sure, absolutely. And that's why we really take the one-on-one approach of things, so that we really can figure those things out. But really, we kind of have to stop putting ourselves out of the game before we even step up to the plate. We have to say,
Totally.
but I've got to give myself a chance. I have to. And if you can put that out of your head and say, look, this is a system. Look at all these other women that have done this, that are successful at it. If they can do it and follow directions and follow instructions, I know I can do that. I know that I'm willing to bet on myself that I will put the work in. It will happen as well. And whenever we can start kind of thinking that way, as look, it's just a system and I follow the system, then we come in and we give the personalization, that one-on-one, that turns it from a cookie cutter system to, okay, Laura, Sarah, Jenny, like our specific
Mm-hmm.
clients with their lives, with their medical conditions, or, anything. And that's what is really the big game changer. But from the beginning, we always know it starts in our mind. If we count ourselves out from the get-go, then we're done from the get-go. But if we say, no, I'm going to keep showing up for myself. I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm not going to kind of feed into that lie. And I'm also not going to give up if I'm not perfect, because like I'm so far from perfect in all of this, even, because there's a fine balance. Like, I want to live my life too. We're going to eat pizza later tonight. I want to do those things, and because that's life. But if you
Mm-hmm.
can learn how to mesh life with, the things like you're talking about, how to do it and be balanced, how to still eat the foods that you love, that's when the real magic happens and the connection happens. Because I think that we always see like all these big fitness people with like the bodies that were just like, oh my goodness. And it's like, well, they must have a completely different life, and it doesn't connect. And it's
Mm-hmm.
true. Sometimes, yes, that is the case, but really the approach that we take, and I hope you feel this way, is let's integrate it together. Let's kind of have the best of both worlds. We don't have to step on a stage. Most of the time, that's not what our clients' goals are. They just want to feel really good, and they want to fit in their closet, and they want to go and be able to get dressed really quickly, and they want to feel lean. They don't want to be bulky. They want to, just feel good in a swimsuit, kind of a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and learn how to do it and show their children, and be able to eat on the go and different things like that, right?
Completely. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So what would you say is kind of like one of the things that you feel mindset wise that has shifted for you? If it's like your relationship with food, or you mentioned earlier, like eating out at restaurants, or maybe even just the thought of, look, I can do this. Like, I can do these hard things and I'm killing it. Like, what are the bigger kind of like mindset hurdles you've worked on?
Yeah. Two that come to mind first would be one, meal planning. I feel like I've gotten so much better at that. And before, I'll be honest, I think it was kind of my pure laziness and just waiting till the last minute.
Yeah.
But just not only meal planning like my meals throughout the day or having a game plan, but even our family dinners, kind of just sitting down. I kind of was stuck with the same, like, okay, we'll have spaghetti, taco salad, like the same four things every week.
Yeah.
So I'm sure my husband appreciates me branching out as well. But I've become a lot better with that. Like tonight, we're having kind of like a tuna poke bowl type thing.
Mm.
And so that's been kind of fun to just branch out and try new recipes
Yeah.
and things for dinner. My mindset on that, it used to feel complicated and like too much work. I don't love cooking, but
Mhm.
I've learned that I don't have to fully cook to make a healthy meal. It can be super simple and I don't have to spend an hour in the kitchen. So that has been one. And then the second one is just, and I kind of touched on this earlier, But like I can have a cookie and not have it ruin my day. I can have a cookie and not feel like I've gotten off track next necessarily. Like I've learned how to fit that in with my macros and where it goes and kind of balance it out and say like if I have a cookie now, then I'm going to have carrots later for snack or something, to kind of just balance it more. And so I think before I kind of had this mindset of, oh, well, if I eat that sweet or that thing, like that means I'm not eating healthy. And then I've messed up my whole day. And my mindset on that has totally changed.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that right there is just like a game changer. When you don't have to feel like one mess up is downhill and it's just, you have to start over on Monday. You know, when you can learn that that's really not the case, it really, it's the education behind everything. If you know why and you know how to make the decisions on your own, you're not relying on me for a meal plan all the time, and you know how to make your own meal plans, like you just said, it gives you that freedom. It gives you a sense of, hey, like, I don't have to depend on anybody else to do this for me. I can do it. I can also make the decision if I want to eat the cookie or if I want to pass on it. And if I want to eat it, it's fine. I know what to do. I know how to keep going, because it goes back to integrating the balance of life and then being healthy and putting it together. And, you know, that's why I really do my best to talk and to show, you know, just different sides of me personally. That's why I do put my faith out there, and I do put, you know, kids and being a mom and being busy and being a business owner, because I really want people to see that, like, you don't have to, in order to be healthy, you don't have to make being healthy the only thing you do in your life. You can do other things, because chances are there are a lot of women that just don't know how to kind of balance those things. And just like you know, your health and weight loss and fitness is one area of your life. It is not your complete life. Would you agree?
100%. Yeah.
There. Yeah. And I say the same thing. And so we just need to learn to make it fit in. We don't need to make it take up everything, because then it's just not realistic. It's just not going to work for people like me, people like you, people like our clients. We just want to find the balance and be able to look great and feel confident. And you're so on your way. I mean, you have just done such a phenomenal job, and your pictures are just amazing, amazing. So tell me a little bit about kind of what you have experienced, results so far, like where are you at with everything? Give us the rundown there.
Yes. So I have lost about 17 pounds now, and about 5 inches in my waist. Right? I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah. See, I have it written down.
And yeah, I mean, my clothes are not only fitting me, but I am wearing clothes that I wore before my first baby, things that I thought I would never fit into again. Honestly, I kind of just thought, oh, I have children now, I'll never fit into that again. But that was wrong. And yeah, I think right now I've kind of figured out the nutrition aspect, and I'm really working on the workouts. I think from a time standpoint, and adjusting my schedule, prioritizing things, the nutrition was kind of easier for me to get a grasp on versus rewiring my mind to wake up early in the morning to work out before my girls are up. So that's kind of been the next phase that I'm adjusting to and trying to work on and be more disciplined about, because I feel like now I have a lot that I want to turn to muscle. But yeah, overall, I'm super pleased with my progress and honored that you asked me to share today. But yes, it's exciting. And I went shopping the other day and bought a pair of shorts. Granted, I think they maybe were a little big, but I bought a pair of shorts that was like 2 sizes smaller than my other ones, and then another pair that was 1 size smaller. So I'd ordered a pair in the size I normally would get, and it was too big. And so That was very rewarding for me to feel.
Heck yeah. That's just amazing. It's so awesome. For sure. And we focus on like the baby steps. Like you said, like we
Hmm.
don't have to come in and just everything in your life is just different all of a sudden. We can take baby steps. I always talk about kind of that strategy and like those little fish. Everybody has all these little fish going on in their life, and we just need to come in and tweak those little fish and get them working together. And so now for you that you feel like, okay, we've got this grasp on nutrition, we really do need to kind of come in and let's start strengthening and your mental muscle. We always talk about, those mental reps that in. You have come in and really, really increased your mental muscle, like you're tough mentally. And let's now come in and bring in and focus kind of in on those workouts, because we want to get you in that phase 2. We want to come in and sculpt that lean muscle and just, create even more of what you want to see. But yeah, girl, you have come in and you've only been in with us, I believe it's about 16 weeks. You've lost close to 17 pounds. I have here about 6 inches in your waist, which is, I mean, that's a big deal from a waist standpoint.
Hmm.
I mean, your clothes have to just be like whoop, falling off. And then let's see, yeah, 3 inches in your hips. And then did you say today in our community Facebook group, what'd you say about a swimsuit?
Oh, I tried on some of my old swimsuits last night because I've just started thinking like, oh, it's time to start
Yeah.
swimsuit shopping. I need to see what fits. And I had 2 that fit me that I haven't worn in like 4 years before I was pregnant. I took them on my honeymoon.
Oh,
So
that's got to be good feeling.
yes, definitely. I'm not really sure. I'll probably still won't wear them to the pool with my kids. I need my mommy swimsuit for that, but it was definitely encouraging to know that they do fit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like we told everybody last week on the call with Kristen, like get in there, get in a swimsuit. That is such a good way to get that motivation going. Like
Definitely.
in that swimsuit to just get you saying, okay. And anybody that's watching, like you, not a client, doesn't matter. Like go get yourself a swimsuit on and take a picture and then come back, go get on your eating and your working out and all of those things, and then go back and take another picture. That is such a good motivator, because everything we're doing is we are gearing up for summer. We are getting you guys ready for summer, and especially right now, like with the summer challenge that we're doing, we want to come in and just give you those extra little pushes for motivation, because we just want every single one of y'all to feel phenomenal, no matter wherever you go this summer, vacations, beach, swimming pool, any of those things. So I'm just so proud of you. I'm so happy that we were able to connect. And I love the fact that it was about Jesus and it wasn't even about, health and weight loss and anything like that. But I will just say that I just so believe that this is the start, us working on ourselves and realizing, hey, like we were put here to be incredible and to believe in ourselves and to do some pretty awesome things. But we can't do that if we don't even think that we're worth putting any effort into. We can't go do our jobs. We can't go and be the people that we really need to be if we are depressed, if we are, just have awful thoughts going on, if we can't control our minds, if we can't, things like that. It affects those things. And I hope that you have seen the spillover, from investing in yourself and working on, just your health, and seeing how it's kind of poured into other areas of your life.
Totally. Totally.
Good. Well, thank you so much for this. And one last question. What would you say to someone that is on the fence, that is thinking about joining us? Maybe they've never reached out. Maybe they've kind of just been watching for a while. Maybe they have reached out, anything like that. But what would you kind of advice would you give them, and kind of helping them to either decide, okay, is this for me? Is this not for me? Kind of, do you have anything that you would say to someone?
Yeah, I mean, I would say honestly, just do it. Like it's an investment in your future. For me, it's an investment for my children. to show them how to honor our bodies that the Lord gave us. And as long as you're willing to be coachable and put in a little bit of diligence and prioritize it, it's for anybody. I don't think there's anybody that can't do it. And I think that another thing, I feel like I have learned a lot about portion sizes, and I feel like we live in a world where, especially in America, the portions are out of control and people don't have an educated mindset on any of that. And so that's kind of something else as you were talking that I thought about that I've learned in all of this. Anyway, I feel like it's for anybody. I think that truly, if you are willing to just, y'all have lined it out so easily and just follow the steps and just do it, it is for anyone and everyone.
But you made such a good point. You just said you just have to decide, you have to do it, you have to be coachable, because we will ask you to get a little bit uncomfortable, right? We do ask, okay, let's do this, let's come in and we're going to hold you accountable, but we're going to do it in love, and we're going to do it in a way that everybody wins. Like, this is just us helping you get where you want to be. That's all it is. So I think that's awesome advice, and I so appreciate it. Let's see. Crystal says we live in a time where we eat gone, not until we're full.
It's so true. Like, I remember going to restaurants before and thinking that I had to eat everything that was on my plate, and I would leave so ridiculously full, like to the point where I felt like I needed to unbutton my pants in the car on the way home. And it's like, why? I mean, I think I had this mindset, like, I feel guilty letting food go to waste.
Yeah.
But split the plate with a friend. I don't know. It's funny. It wasn't something I really thought much about before, but now looking back on it, I'm like, wow, the portion sizes are crazy.
So big. And once you just know, once you just learn and you get in there and once again, like, you come to our coaching calls, you ask questions, you listen, you pay attention. That's why we have you. Like, that's really why I designed our program, so that you get your hands dirty. Like, you get in there, because nothing's going to replace you actually coming in and like seeing for yourself how much a tablespoon of peanut butter really is, what that really looks like, instead of just going into the bucket or into the, the little tub and just grabbing it and eating it. Like, nothing replaces those things. And once you learn them, you have that knowledge forever, and it will stay with you, and it changes the way you see things, eating out, and the balance, the cookies, and, just being able to marry and manage regular life with being healthy. And it can absolutely happen. You are living proof of that. And I'm just so excited for you for this next half of your program, and to see where you get to, and to see, just see you move through our 3 phases, so that by the time you're finished, you're good to go. You can say, hey, love you, Brittany. Love you, Kristen. Super excited and grateful for you, but I don't need you anymore. Like, I can do this, and that's what I want. And I know you're going to get there. You're already so on your way, and I'm just excited to be able to sit and watch you and us coach you through it. I'm really honored, and I'm so grateful that you decided to take a chance on us, take a chance on yourself, and just do this with us.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate y'all.
You're so welcome. Well, thank you so much for tonight. I appreciate it. Go cook your amazing sounding dinner, be with those babies and all of that. And I appreciate you taking your time to come on here and do this. I know it's inspired a lot of people. They will watch this replay, and I guarantee you I will get people saying, okay, I relate to Laura. I absolutely, I am Laura when she started, and I want to be where she's at. Happens every time. So just know you're inspiring other people.
Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome. All right, girl. Thank you so much. Have a great
All right.
Bye.
Bye.